back to my channel. I hope that you are doing well, and I just wanted to say that it is so nice to have you here with me to practice today. We're going to be hopping into a Vinyasa flow, very, very creative, very fun practice. There's going to be some pistol squats, the option to go into the splits, but yes, do not be intimidated by any of those names. There's always a way around it. And for this practice, you do not need any props, but if you like to practice with them, as always, you are more than welcome to have them nearby. They're a great tool that can bridge the gap between a pose being not accessible and then making it accessible for you. So always good to have, but not necessary. All right, we're going to start today's practice in child's pose, so you can make your way there with the knees wide apart and the big toes together. Once you're there, let's just rest the forehead down on the mat and extend your arms forward, relaxing the elbows on the floor for now. Let's go ahead and take 3 deep cleansing breaths here. Deep breath in through the nose. Exhale through the mouth, release. And again, deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. And one more inhale. And exhale to release. Let's start to activate the child's pose, so lifting the elbows off the mat and reaching the fingertips forward, and at the same time pulling the hips back towards the heels so that we're lengthening the spine in both directions. Let's take 3 more breaths here. On your next exhale, let's walk both hands off the mat to the right. So getting a little bit of a side stretch in the left side body. On your next inhale, let's come back through center, and then let's walk both hands over to the left. 3 deep breaths. And as you breathe in, let's come back through center, and then let's make our way up to tabletop. And you can start to move in any direction that feels good. So maybe that's moving in cat and cow or moving side to side. Just warming up the body, getting some mobility in the spine, the wrists, the neck. And let's make our way back to a neutral spine. Extend the right leg behind you. Let's tuck the toes, and you can start to rock back and forth. Getting a little bit of a stretch in the sole of the foot, the toes, all the way up to the calf muscle. And then let's cross the right leg behind the left leg. Press into your right hand, look over your left shoulder. And 1 more breath here. Next inhale, let's look forward. Let's bring the right knee into the right shoulder, and then step your right foot beside the right hand. Let's tuck the left toes, lift the left knee, maybe come onto the fingertips to get a little bit more height in the chest. And then you can start to move, either rocking back and forth or staying still. If it feels good, maybe even fully straightening the right leg. And taking your time here, there's no rush to go deep. Do whatever feels right for your body. Let's take 3 more breaths. And then bending the right knee, let's pause here and heel toe your right foot over to your left wrist. Let's drop the right knee down, but keep your hips in the air. Let's bring the hands on the hips. If you want to make it even harder, let's reach the arms above the head. And if this is too much, you can keep your fingertips down on the mat. Let's try to straighten through the left leg. Really squeeze your left glute a lot. Let's hold for 3, Firing up the legs a little bit, 2. And 1, let's plant the hands. Right foot steps on the outside of the right hand again. And then let's step the left foot to the outside of the left hand, toes point out, heels point in, Malasana. For this first one, we can go ahead and shift the weight side to side, just warming up the hips, the inner thighs. And let's bring the fingertips down, lift the hips, turn the toes in, heels out. Feet can be pretty much parallel to each other. Let's grab opposite hand to opposite elbow and just dangle your upper body over your legs. And let's release both hands down on the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, heel toe the feet together. Exhale to fold. Again, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Bend the knees a lot. Let's roll up 1 vertebra at a time to high mountain. As you breathe out, let's interlace the hands at the lower back. Breathe in, open up the heart, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Breathe out, let's fold forward. Bend the knees generously. Let's bring the chin into the chest and try to glue your forehead to your knees. And then from there, maybe try to straighten the legs a little bit. So it's going to be a really strong compression in your throat. Let's hold for 3. Slowly release the hands down. Deep breath in, halfway lift. Exhale, let's step the left foot to the back of the mat. Drop the left knee, plant the hands, and then kick your right leg back, 3-legged tabletop. Left arm reaches forward, inhale. Exhale, knee to nose, round your spine for 5. 4. Lengthen. 3. 2. 1. Inhale to lengthen, bend the right knee behind you, left hand reaches back, maybe catch the top of your right foot, and let's kick back into the left hand, lifting the chest, also lifting out of the right shoulder. Next inhale, let's release, extend, right leg back, left arm forward, exhale, tabletop. For cat and cow, inhale, let's drop the belly, pull the chest through. Exhale to round the spine. Inhale to open up the heart. Exhale to round. 3 more here with your own rhythm of breath. Last one, breathing in, opening up the heart. Exhaling to round. Inhaling, let's come back to a neutral spine. Extend the left leg back, tuck the toes, and let's start to rock back and forth. Once again, getting that nice little stretch in the back of the left leg. And then we will bring the shoulders over the wrists. Let's cross the left leg behind the right leg. Press into your left hand, look over your right shoulder. That's sending the breath into the left side of the body, so you should feel the stretch somewhere over the left hip. Now breathing in, let's look forward. Left knee into the left shoulder. Let's step the left foot to the top of the mat on the outside of the left hand. Tuck the right toes, lift the right knee, and let's start to move around. Maybe fully straightening the left leg as you rock back and forth, or maybe you prefer circling over the hips or just moving them a little bit side to side. Next time you bend your left knee, if it's not already bent, let's pause here. Heel toe your left foot over to the right wrist. Drop the left knee down. Squeeze the right leg, the right glute, and let's lift the chest, hands to the hips. Maybe keeping them down if this is too much, or even reaching them above your head if you want to make it a little bit more fiery. Let's hold for 3. And on your next exhale, plant the hands. Let's step the left foot to the outside of the left hand, right foot to the outside of the right hand, Malasana, yogi squat. Right arm will reach underneath the right knee. Left arm reaches up. Let's twist open. Find space between the collarbones in the heart space. 2 breaths here. And then as you breathe out, let's bring the hands back through center and switch sides. Left arm reaches underneath left knee. Right arm reaches up. And next exhale, let's come back through center. Hands come down on the mat. Let's lift the hips, turn the toes in, heels out. This time, peace fingers can wrap around the big toes or hands behind the calves or the ankles. Let's take a deep breath in, find length through the spine. Exhale to fold forward, hinging at the hips. So pulling the sit bones back and up, squeezing navel in, and at the same time, reaching the crown of the head down towards the mat. On your next inhale, let's release the bind. Inhale, halfway lift, heel toe the feet together. Exhale to fold. High mountain, rise up. Exhale, interlace the hands at the lower back. Breathe in, open up the chest. Exhale to fold. Let's glue the forehead to the knees. Again, really compressing the throat. From there, maybe straightening the legs a little bit. Let's hold for 3. Hollow the lower belly. 2, chin into chest. And 1, release the hands, halfway lift. Exhale, right foot steps to the back of the mat. Drop the right knee, plant the hands, and then kick the left leg back, 3-legged tabletop. Right arm reaches forward, inhale. Exhale to round for 5. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale to reach. Bend the left knee, right hand reaches back for the top of the left foot, and let's kick back and up. Tiger curl. Squeezing the left glute, squeezing the shoulder blades together. Keep pushing out of your left shoulder so you're not collapsing down. On your next inhale, let's release. Right arm reaches forward, left arm reaches back. Exhale, tabletop. Let's tuck the toes, send the hips back and up, downward facing dog. And since it's your first downward facing dog, you can move around, maybe pedaling out the legs, shaking out the head. Let's take 5 breaths. All right, now we're going to start a little bit of a flow that we're going to build on afterwards and change it up. So as you breathe in, let's reach the right leg up high. Bend the right knee, open up the hip, and let's just circle the right ankle. And if you want, you can either stay here on the hands or drop the left elbow and come onto the right fingertips. So it's a little bit deeper. And then continue to circle the right ankle. And now as you breathe in, let's come back onto the hands if you aren't already. Exhale, right knee to left elbow. Twist. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Exhale, right knee, left elbow. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Exhale, right knee, left elbow, pause. Let's drop the right knee just beside the left wrist. Sit on the right hip. And then let's pivot to face the back of the mat. So the left leg is straight, right leg is bent, right foot is on the inside of the left thigh for Janushrishasana. Deep breath in, lengthen the spine. Exhale, let's fold over the left leg. Here as well, hollowing the lower belly, squeezing navel in to make more space so that you can actually go deeper. As you breathe in, let's straighten the spine. Both hands come behind you, facing the top of the mat. Let's keep the right knee bent. Lift the hips, pivot onto the outer blade of your left foot for wild thing. Right arm reaches over your right ear. And on your next exhale, the right hand comes down on the mat. Right knee to nose, round your spine. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, let's step the right foot between the hands. Drop the left knee. Anjanasana, breathe in. Exhale, half splits, airplane wings. So let's straighten the right leg, reach the arms back and up. Inhale, Anjanasana. Two more. Exhale, pull the hips back, reach the arms back and up. Inhale, Anjanasana. Last one. Now using the momentum of your arms, inhale, stand up tall. Left knee into the chest. Exhale, let's step the left foot back. Plant the hands, chaturanga. Lowering halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. One breath. Next inhale, left leg rises. Bend the left knee, open up the hip. Maybe drop onto your right forearm and come onto the left fingertips. And let's circle the left ankle in one direction as we keep pointing the left knee up high. Switch directions. And then let's come back to three-legged dog. Exhale, left knee to right elbow for 3. Send it back. 2. And 1. Drop your left knee down. Let's pivot to face the back of the mat, Janusharshasana. Inhale, reach the arms up, straighten the spine. Exhale, fold over your right leg. On your next inhale, let's rise up, straighten the spine. Both hands come behind you. Let's pivot into wild thing. So keeping that right leg straight, lifting the hips, and then left foot steps behind the right leg. On your next exhale, left hand comes back down, round the spine, left knee to nose for 3. Send it back, 2. And 1, left foot steps between the hands. Drop the right knee, Anjanasana, inhale. Exhale, half splits, airplane wings for 3. Inhale, Anjanasana for 2. And 1, big step up, right knee into the chest. Exhale, step it back, high plank, chaturanga. 1 breath. Now on your next inhale, we're going to switch it up. Right leg reaches up high. Right knee to left elbow, twist for 3. Send it back. 2. And 1. Now let's extend the right leg out. Fallen star. So you're on the outer blade of your right foot. Let's ground the left heel. Left arm reaches up. Maybe left arm reaches over the left ear. And now on your next exhale, let's bring the left hand down, pivot into wild thing, 1 breath. Inhale to open up the chest. Exhale, right hand comes down on the mat, knee to nose for 3. Send it back, three-legged dog, 2. And 1, right foot steps between the hands. Crescent lunge, rise up. Again, half splits, airplane wings. Drop the left knee. Let's reach the arms back and up. Inhale, crescent lunge. If that hurts your knee, you can also just do airplane lunge for 2. And 1. Big step up, left knee into the chest. Now exhale, standing splits. Let's lift the left leg up as high as you can, and then let's flex the toes, left toes to left wrist for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's kick the left leg through, pistol squat, with or without the help of the hands. Maybe the left hand holds the left toes. You can also keep your right hand down on the mat. And let's hold for 5, 4, 3, smiling, 2, and 1. Let's sit down, Janusharsasana. This time, instead of folding over the left leg, we're going to side bend. So left elbow can either come on the left thigh or on the floor. Right arm reaches up and over. 5 breaths here. On your next inhale, let's straighten the spine. Look forward, and we're going to swing the left leg around towards the back of the mat, coming into pigeon pose. So you might have to do some reshuffling. Just make sure that your right knee ends up in front of the right hip, left foot behind the left hip. With or without the help of the hands, inhale, let's straighten the spine. Exhale, tap the forehead down on the mat for 3. Inhale, lift. You can do whatever you want with your arms. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift the chest. Let's bring the fingertips in front of us. And then let's actively bend the left knee. See if you can try to bring the foot to the back of the head or as close as possible. Whew, quite crampy today. Squeeze the glute. Let's hold. And then slowly let's release. Plant the hands. Let's make our way into high plank or 3-legged plank. Exhale, chaturanga. On your next inhale, left leg rises. Left knee, right elbow for 3, 2, and 1. Let's extend the left leg out. Right arm reaches up. Maybe right arm reaches over the right ear. On your next exhale, right hand comes down. Let's pivot into wild thing as smoothly as possible. 1 breath here. And then exhale, left knee comes down on the mat, knee to nose. For 3, send it back. 2. And 1, left foot steps between the hands, crescent lunge, rise up. Exhale, half splits, airplane wings for 3, 2, and 1. Big step up, right knee into the chest. Exhale, standing splits. Right leg reaches up high, and then flex the right toes tap the right wrist for 5, 4, 3, 2, and then preparing for pistol squat on 1. Let's hold. Good. Hands can always support for 3 more breaths. And then as you breathe out, let's sit down, drop your left knee out to the left. This time we're side bending over the right leg. So pivot your upper body to face your left leg. Right elbow comes down to the mat or the right thigh. Left arm reaches up and over. On your next inhale, let's rise up. Let's look towards the top of the mat. Swing your right leg around. Come into pigeon pose. Again, you might have to reshuffle a little bit. And then let's lengthen the spine. Exhale with or without the help of the hands. Forehead touches the floor for 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, lift. Let's bring the fingertips down on the mat in front of us. Actively bend the right leg. Flexing the toes will stop the cramping a little bit. Make sure to squeeze your right glute for 3, 2, and 1. Release, tuck the right toes. Let's step back, high plank, chaturanga. Back to downward facing dog. 1 deep breath here. On your next inhale, right leg rises. Right knee, left elbow. For 3, 2, 1. Fallen star. Maybe the right leg stays in the air. Maybe the right foot never touches the ground. That's just an option. And then from here, wild thing. Left hand comes back down on the mat, pivot. Exhale, right hand comes back down, knee to nose. For 3, send it back, 3-legged dog. 2, 1. Right foot steps between the hands. This time, lower your left heel. Warrior 1, rise up. Exhale, let's interlace the hands at the lower back. Open up the heart, and let's hold. 3 breaths, pulling the right hip back, left hip forward. And now from here, let's tip the body forward, float the left leg off the mat. If it's okay, keeping the bind of the hands. If not, you can always bring the hands to the heart or even on the floor. Internally rotating your left leg, lowering the left hip. Now let's reach the arms alongside the ears. And then next inhale, left knee into the chest. Exhale, standing splits, tip forward. Left toes, tap the left wrist, flex the foot for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pistol squat. We won't hold, we'll immediately sit down, drop the right knee, and then from here, swing your left leg behind you, pigeon pose. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, let's come all the way down, sleeping pigeon for 5 breaths, stretching out the outer right hip. And make sure your upper body's relaxed, shoulders are soft, muscles around the neck as well. So make sure you can rest your head on something, whether it be the arms, the hands, or even the floor. On your next inhale, use the hands to lift the chest. Let's lean into the right hip. Bring your left knee against the sole of the right foot so that the right foot is touching the left knee. Left heel is just beside your left hip. And then breathe in. Let's lift the hips up. Exhale, lower. 2 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Look towards the top of the mat. Left foot steps in front of the right knee. Standing splits. If handstand is in your practice and you want to take a few hops here, be my guest. Otherwise, we stay in standing splits, getting that really active stretch. And on your next exhale, let's step the right leg back, the right foot, drop the right knee. Inhale, reach the arms above the head. Anjanasana. Exhale, half splits, airplane wings. And then let's bring the hands down on the mat. option to stay here or to start sliding your left foot forward for the splits. And we will hold. Wherever you are, just make sure you're not going too deep. Really take your time. The body rewards patience and acceptance of where you are right now. So go to a place where you feel a deep stretch, but you are not pushing your body past your limits. You can still breathe wherever you are. That is incredibly important. And then we will plant the hands, slide the left leg back, three-legged tabletop. Let's cross the left knee behind the right knee, separate the feet, walk the hands all the way back to your legs for a shoelace, sitting in between your heels. You can either stay here or take a deep breath in, lengthen your spine, exhale, maybe fold forward. On your next inhale, let's lift the chest. Let's roll forward, coming into tabletop, uncrossing the legs. Tuck the toes, make your way back, downward facing dog. And then left side, left leg rises. This is our last time through this flow. Left knee to right elbow for 3, 2, 1. Fallen star, maybe the left leg never touches the ground. Exhale, right hand comes down into wild thing. Breathe in. Breathe out, knee to nose. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale one more time. Exhale, step your left foot between your hands. Ground the right heel, warrior 1. Pulling that left hip back, right hip forward. Let's interlace the opposite grip of the hands behind the lower back and open up the heart. Keep squeezing your lower ribs in and breathe. Now let's tip the body forward, warrior 3 with the bind if that's accessible. Internally rotating the right thigh. On your next inhale, let's maybe reach the arms alongside the ears. And then as you breathe in, stand up tall, right knee into the chest. Exhale, tip forward, standing splits. And now we will flex the right toes and come into, flex the right toes, tap the right wrist for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pistol squat, kick through, and then let's sit down. Drop the left knee, circle the right leg back, pigeon pose. Breathe in to lengthen your spine. Exhale, let's make our way down. Using the hands as a pillow, 5 breaths here, stretching the outer left hip. On your next inhale, let's rise up. Let's lean into the left hip, bring your right knee in contact with the sole of the left foot. And then inhale, let's lift the hips for 3. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift 2. And 1, look towards the top of the mat. Right foot steps to the top of the mat. Standing splits, left leg reaches up high. Either staying here in the stretch or planting the hands, taking a few hops up towards handstand. And on your next exhale, let's step the left foot towards the back of the mat. Drop the left knee, Anjanasana, inhale. Exhale, half splits, airplane wings. And then let's drop the fingertips down to the mat, either staying here or slowly sliding the right leg forward into the splits or somewhere near the splits. Using your hands as support to make sure that you do not go too deep. Remembering that every single day is going to be different. So maybe one day you're feeling more open, maybe another not so much. And it is always important to accept wherever you are, to not judge, and just to observe, to note how you're feeling, and managing to stay here and just breathe in this moment without having any expectations or any judgment towards yourself. We will plant the hands, slowly slide the right leg back, three-legged tabletop. Let's cross the right knee behind the left knee and then walk the hands all the way back to the knees, sitting in between the heels, shoelace. Maybe just staying here or inhale, lengthening the spine, exhaling to fold over the legs. Let's slowly straighten the spine. Let's roll over the knees, come back to tabletop. And this time we will just walk the knees all the way up to the wrists. Cross over the shins, roll onto your seat. Bend the knees, and then one vertebra at a time will come all the way down to the back. Bringing both knees into the chest. And then let's bring both knees over to the right. Left arm reaches out to the left. On your next inhale, let's come back through center. And then both knees go over to the left, right arm reaches out to the right. Next inhale, let's come back through center, bend the knees into the chest. Let's take a deep breath in and lift the forehead to the knees. Hold the breath and squeeze for 3, 2, 1, and then exhale, let it all go. Savasana. Let's take a deep cleansing breath in through the nose. And exhale through the mouth. One more deep inhale. And release. Let's lie here. I notice tempting in this moment to get off your mat and walk away, but just know that the most important part of the practice today is Savasana. Without Savasana, the body doesn't heal as well, can't really absorb everything that we did today. It's important to give our nervous system this little break so that we're not always in action, doing things. We're also pausing and allowing everything to sink in. We won't be here long. Just try to stay for a minimum of 3 minutes, but much more if you have time for it, and if you want to stay here longer, the more the better, of course. And while you're here, keep scanning your body and letting go of any remaining tension that you find. With each breath out, allowing yourself to relax more and more. Slowly you can start deepening the breath and reinviting energy through movement in the body. Moving mindfully as you slowly start to exit Savasana. And you can either stay lying down or meet me in a comfortable seat, keeping the eyes closed. And once you're seated, taking a few more moments here just to check in, to notice how you're feeling in this moment, to notice if there have been any shifts between now and the beginning of the practice. Maybe let's take one last stretch, reaching the arms above the head as you breathe in. And then exhaling, bringing the hands to the heart space. As always, thank you so much for practicing with me today. It was such a pleasure. Namaste. I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day. I hope that you love the practice. If you did, please let me know and make sure that you are subscribed. Also, if you like the videos, please do share them with anyone that you think would enjoy them too. It really supports my channel. So thank you so much for being here once again. I will see you next week for another flow. Have a wonderful day.